Hola, clase. I got two of me there. Anyway, here we are. I have an assignment I'd like to explain to you. And you've really done all of the hard work already, okay? This last part is just organizing it, putting it all together, and it looks like this. Now, what you want to do is go grab your packet on the Devil's Miner. If you need to hit pause, then do that. Come here, Bobby. Come on. Up. Show everybody what you look like. How pretty you are. Come here. Come on. Oh, good boy. Okay, sorry. What do you want? Okay, so that's my dog. Where were we? Oh, yeah. If you need to hit pause, grab your stuff, grab your Devil's Miner packet. It's the 4th page. Oh, my goodness, I'm so tired. Time to wake up. Hey, here's what it looks like. It's a writing piece. It's 200 words at least. It's in Spanish. It's based on the film. And here's what you'll do. Talk about the life of Basilio, his family, and his community. Sounds like you've already done that, but you just haven't organized it and put it all together yet. And so you'll neatly, it says handwrite, but okay, we're in COVID-19 quarantine, so you're going to actually use a Google Doc. So you have all this handwritten stuff, right? You have great sentences. If you have any questions about the accuracy of anything, you can certainly, I'm going to create a document where you can let me check those sentences that you might have doubts about. But let me just tell you how you're going to create this assignment. I've included in this Google Classroom a Google Doc for you with your name on it so that you can, I said, I'm talking, right? And my phone's sitting here, and now my assistant wants to know what Google Doc do you want to do? And I'm like, really? I'm a doctor. What the heck? I can't even say words without the phone turning on and asking me if I need help. I don't need help. Mental help, maybe, but not help like that. Okay, so I've given you a Google Doc, and you will create your writing on that Google Doc. It's going to be double spaced, and it's going to be a draft. Now, the draft, I will look at it and I'll make corrections on it. Annotations. You know what annotations are, right? Annotations like, oh, change the spelling of this. Oh, switch these two words. And I make all these suggestions to you. I'm going to go through it line by line. So you will create this draft in Google Docs, and then you'll turn that in. That'll be worth a homework grade, a big homework grade, because, it's a lot of typing, a lot of work. After I annotate it, you're going to get it back, you're going to make changes, and then your corrected copy will be for a test grade. I mean, why not, right? We're not going to really have too many other test grades for third quarter. And actually, we're not teachers aren't really giving tests, but this is one way for me to do that because it's actually quite fair, and students do very, very, very well on it. Okay, so here are some suggestions about how to go about this assignment. Introduce the movie, the main character and his family. Gee, that sounds like question number 1. But here's the thing. You can't just start this abruptly. You have to give us some context. So I really want you to think in English about how you would do a writing piece that, and I keep saying writing piece, I don't want to call it an essay. It's not an essay. It is it's more like a blog or maybe a journal entry style writing. Okay, very informal and very just right from your heart. Simple style of writing. So you do need to introduce the movie. Something like, in Spanish 3, I saw a movie called Devil's Minor. And the main character in the movie is Basilio Vargas. He's 14 years old, and he lives with his family in Potosi, Bolivia. Boom. Beautiful introduction to the writing piece. We've covered, a couple of bullets. We covered the introduction, the main character and his family, and where the film or the movie takes place, the setting. So you can give us as much detail about that as you want. And so here are a bunch of other bullets. Describe his living conditions. What does he do for work? Why does he work there? What about his work conditions? Talk about his daily routine. Oh, here's one. Discuss his Catholic beliefs versus his satanic beliefs. Talk about his school life, his attitude towards school. What are the miners? The celebration of the miners and their families and the carnival. Dreams and hopes for the future, and what your personal response would be. I know that the last question that we talked about on the sheet was, what are some of the things that you enjoy, that you're able to take advantage of, that are impossible for boys like Basilio? And so you could basically respond and say, I'm very grateful. I have things that Basilio can't have. And examples of these are, good education, a warm house, comfortable family, comfortable home, or whatever it is you want to talk about. So I would like you to think about this. This writing piece needs a clear beginning, middle, and an ending. Okay, check this out. The grading, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. Let's go back to this. The grading is like this. Purpose, task. I don't know how you couldn't get 4 points here. It's out of 4. Accomplishing the task is write about Basilio, his family, and his community. That's your task. It says narrative, but you know what? Let's change this word narrative to blog. It's a blog. It's like a journal entry. Imagine that you have a blog online and you write in your blog. So it's the same style. You include lots of details. Well, obviously, you're going to have lots of details because you have tons of notes and you have tons of information. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. Wow. It just overwhelms me and overpowers me. Crazy. Ever have that happen to you? And so all of your ideas are connected with this. Okay, number 2. This is what I was trying to say before I got ahead of myself. Organization. Your writing needs to have a logical, coherent sequence. Now, what we don't want is for you to just barf out a bunch of random ideas and there isn't any kind of order, sequence, or logic to them. Each of your ideas has to flow. It has to make sense. Someone reading it has to be able to follow what you're saying. It needs a beginning, middle, and an end. And I don't care how many paragraphs you have. You need at least 3 sections. Introduction, body, conclusion. I'll let you decide what other divisions you want to create. But it needs to have a beginning, a middle, and an ending. And you need to be able to make smooth transitions. In other words, while I'm reading, you're not just going to abruptly start telling me, something like this. Okay, let's say the last idea was the people celebrate the miners' carnival with explosions, a parade, and they go to church. The boys get their hair cut semi-ongo. It's like, whoa, where did that come from? That's like very abrupt. There's no transition. There's no logic or coherency. It's just slamming you with ideas. You need to have phrases and sentences that help you smoothly transition between your ideas. I'll give you an example. Basilio goes to school in a small private Catholic high school. Beautiful. That's the first sentence of a paragraph that deals with education. We know where you're going. You've introduced the paragraph. You transition from whatever that last topic was into the next one. And you really do need to think in English for this because your Spanish brain isn't going to do it naturally. Most people's Spanish brains won't. Okay, number 3, give us lots of vocabulary. You have a huge, huge vocab sheet. Use those words relevantly and accurately. Number 4, this is how good is your Spanish structure? And this has to do with conjugating verbs, subject-verb agreement, past, present, future ideas. Now, we've talked about present tense. We've talked about preterite tense. There's actually a little bit of imperfect in here too, but it's just got to be appropriate, okay? Noun, adjective agreement. I told you this is the number one thing we struggle with is noun, adjective agreement. How do you say red flowers? The red flowers. Flowers are feminine plural. Flores. Red has to be feminine plural. Rojas. And the word the has to be feminine plural. Las. So las flores rojas. That brings me to my next point, which is correct word order. It's not las rojas flores. It's las flores rojas. And so on and so forth. We've got spelling. We've got accent marks, diacritical marks, and so forth. And then your word count. Now, comprehensible words in the target language. You need to have 200 to get the 2 points. 100 will get you 1 point, and less than 100. 100 to 199 will get you 1 point. 99 or less will get you 0 points. There's so much information that you've already written about, so many questions you've already answered. I promise you will not have a problem with 200 words. Okay, so how many points is this worth? Let's see, 4, 4, 4, 4, and 2. It's worth 18 points. Okay, so this is how your final exam writing is graded. If we have a final exam, you're like, oh, please, let's just skip the final. I'm feeling like that too. I mean, I don't know how we can give you a final accurately after having missed all this work. Don't know. Anyway, don't even worry about that right now. So that's how this works. Hey, when is this thing due? Well, let's say this. Today is Wednesday the 2nd. Let's say that if you work on it today, Thursday, and Friday, let's say you got to turn in a draft on Monday. Okay, you turn in a draft on Monday, and then we'll talk about something else. I've got other things I want to talk about. While we're talking about other things, I'll go through and correct your work and return it to you. And then the final copy will be due next Friday. Next Friday is the 10th. Oh, wait, we have no school. Wait. The 10th. What am I saying? Of course we don't have school, but it's Good Friday, and we would have had a day off anyway. I don't think I don't know. How are they working that? Now, I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's say the draft is due Monday, and then I'll give you a date on the final copy, okay? Because I don't know when that's going to be. I've got to get them all back to you. So, hey, I've talked way too much. Thank you for your patience. And if you have any questions, message me. Have a great day.